this time here as they come to the flag. But Tony Southall, he's waving, he's ecstatic. He's crossed the line first. Andrew Madecki crossing the line in second. And George Elliott coming home in third place.
Yeah, big drive to Tony Southall. Congratulations, the first or second man, I should say, to beat Andrew Madecki across the line.
But Southwell, he will be stoked if he can win this. The big fella with the very long beard and just loves to go racing. Gets that car a little bit more settled this time of the race straight away. Trying to close in as the Bioware King running 1 and 2. Southwell gets it just over Rodney Creek. How good was that?
Morning. I want to talk about the TA2 cars and the racing, and also do a bit of a comparison with the supercars racing. The racing, nothing else. The racing. See a girl, Alice Buckley, won a race yesterday, pole position. I think she won both races or something in the TA2, which is fantastic. You know, she won that race. She took it to the guys and schooled them, and it was fantastic to see that happen. There's something I don't understand, and that's, I don't know whether she said it or someone in her camp said it, that they want to use the TA2 as a platform or a springboard or something to get the supercar. I don't understand that. Why wouldn't you be focusing on your profile and your success to elevate the series you're in to the top dog in town? That's what I would think I'd be doing, because there's no question at all that the TA2 and the Trans Am product, on-track product, is far better than anything Supercar have to offer. There's more drivers who could win. The cars look better, they sound better. They're not faster, they don't have as much power, but that's not what racing is. Racing is about door-to-door action and racing, and those TA2 cars and the Trans Am cars have it all over Supercar. A lot of divisions do. The Touring Car Masters also have it all over Supercar as far as the on-track product goes. But obviously the Touring Car Masters are never going to be, the top tier thing in Australia, because they're classic cars, older cars. But the TA2 thing can be. Not straight away, not right now, because there's a few things that those cars will need to do to evolve to get to that level, to make them get the Australian supercar fans to jump over to that. But if I was that Alice Buckley or in her camp, I would be using this platform that she's got now and her success to elevate the series she's in, because I think that the series she's in is far better to watch. It's just a better racing product, and let's not kid ourselves. Supercars is just a corporate playground. There's only a couple of cars that can win. Most of those guys racing around the back are just there because daddy's got a few bucks and they've bought their way in, and they're just there because they want to be a supercar driver. They want to be able to tell everyone they're a supercar driver. It's a big cockbull, as Bob Jane used to say. He used to call those guys garage cock pullers, because what they do is they just want to be that. They want to be known as that person. They want to be that. They want to be a race car driver, so they buy their way into being a race car driver so they can be a race car driver. We had one in NASCAR that was a classic. He was the poster boy for I'm a NASCAR driver. He never had any intention of trying to win a race. He was there purely as a cock pull. It was a chance for him to spend a week away from home, play up on his missus, party with the boys, and tell everyone he's a race car driver. He was a classic garage cock puller, as Bob Jane used to call him and others like him. So there's nothing organic about the Supercar series. It's not, it's just a corporate playground. It's where corporate money goes to have corporate hospitality and corporate fun and show off their wares, and that's what it's all about, because it's certainly not about racing. It's so staged, with the phony pit stops and all that stuff that they go on with, where the Trans Am classes in Australia, that's balls out racing. They're racing their balls off, and it shows. They all there to win, and they want to win, and they want to be the best. And now they've got this young lady who, you've got to beat now. She's going to be up there in quality equipment, quality team, and taking it to those guys. So for me, make that bed you're in, tidy that bed you're in up, and make it the flashiest thing in town, and try and elevate that. Because I think TA2 in the future, or Trans Ams in Australia, can be the biggest thing in town. It needs, at the moment they're running on rags, and I reckon that's great, because for a couple of reasons. Rags are so much fun to drive on, because it gives you a few more tools as a driver. This car moves around a bit, it lays over on them, and you've got a bit more leniency in your setup, because you can overcome setup issues by the way you drive the tyres. But in the future, if that team was to really elevate itself to the next level, it would need to go to a bigger wheel and a radial tyre, and more horsepower. They're the sort of things that it needs to take itself to the next level. At the moment they're building that series, and let them do what they're doing. But I'm sure down the road, if they had 850 horsepower, bigger wheels with radial tyres, a few other little bits and pieces to make those things just a bit more racy, they could be the biggest thing in Australia, in tin tops at asphalts at the end racing. Anyway, that's my thoughts.